If I could have your attention, please, would the trustees please come up here and we'll have our swearing in ceremony.
From our side.
Honestly, right? It's like, wait, you messed me up. It's like, I've been a judge for a long time now. Reach right in. Okay. And state after me. I, insert your name, please.
Levelland Monroe,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
or affirm that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Alabama,
and the Constitution of the State of Alabama,
so long as I continue
so long as I continue
a citizen thereof,
a citizen thereof,
and that I will faithfully and honestly
and that I will faithfully and honestly
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of the office of member of the Board of Trustees
member of the Board of Trustees
of the Alabama Community College System,
of the Alabama Community College System,
upon which I'm about to enter
upon which I am about to enter
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
You got it. Congratulations.
Thank you.
She's getting on track all the
That's right. That's what all you need. Okay, so if you raise your hand, I state your name, please.
I, Goodrich J. Rogers,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
or affirm
or affirm
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of Alabama,
of the State of Alabama,
so long as I continue
so long as I continue
a citizen thereof,
a citizen thereof,
and that I will faithfully and honestly
and that I will faithfully and honestly
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of the office of member
of the office of member
of the Board of Trustees
of the Board of Trustees
of the Alabama Community College System,
of the Alabama Community College System,
upon which I am about to enter
upon which I am about to enter
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I'm sorry. I'll speak up. I do have a judge voice. I can be much louder, I promise. Mr. Rogers, here's your, that's right. All right. Okay, if you raise your right hand for me, please. I state your name.
I, Valerie Gray,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution
the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of Alabama,
of the State of Alabama,
so long as I continue
so long as I continue
a citizen thereof,
a citizen thereof,
and that I will faithfully and honestly
and that I will faithfully and honestly
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of the office of member
of the office of member
of the Board of Trustees
of the Board of Trustees
of the Alabama Community College System,
of the Alabama Community College System,
upon which I'm about to enter
upon which I'm about to enter
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
are you?
Good to see you.
Good to see you. All right, I state your name.
I, Jeb Shell,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution
the Constitution
of the United
of
States
the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of Alabama,
of the State of Alabama,
so long as I continue
so long as I continue
a citizen thereof,
a citizen thereof,
and that I will faithfully and honestly
and I will faithfully and honestly
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of member of the Board of Trustees
of member of the Board of Trustees
of the Alabama Community College System,
of the Alabama Community College System,
upon which I'm about to enter,
upon which I'm about to enter,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Thank you all very much for the privilege of being here with you. I don't think people really realize what a huge impact that you all have on Alabama. And I appreciate all that you do, and I think that you'll continue to have that impact. And it's been great. I've met with the chancellor a couple of times about y'all's workforce development program that you're doing along with, across the state. And I know that there is a community college within 45 minutes of every circuit courthouse that we've got in the state, and that's huge for us. And we've been trying to partner with y'all for a long time on some of our accountability court initiatives and some other things. So thank y'all for everything that you do, and thank you again for the privilege of being here with you today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
We appreciate Good morning. I call to order the meeting of the Alabama Community College System Board of Trustees. We appreciate your interest in the Alabama Community College System, and we welcome you here. A great deal of work and preparation has gone into the development of the documentation for this meeting today. I want to thank the Chancellor, his staff, and all of our college presidents and your staffs for their work in preparing for this meeting. As always, we remain laser-focused on student success and remain true to our core mission of adult education, workforce development, and academic transfer. Get your pastors. I'm looking for my sheet on the pastor here, and I've got it here somewhere to introduce you. Found it. Reverend Tilford Thomas was born in New Orleans, and he proudly served 8 years in the U.S. Army and began his spiritual journey shortly thereafter. Reverend Thomas holds a BA in Theological Studies from Beacon University. He completed his pastoral studies at Emory School of Theology, which led to his first pastoral appointment in the United Methodist Church. Reverend Thomas has faithfully served as the Montgomery community since 2019, first as pastor-elect of Mount Sinai Missionary Baptist Church, and currently as senior pastor of Eternal Fountain Church, a ministry he helped plant and continues to lead with passion and purpose. He's married to Sandra, a Montgomery native, and is the proud father of 2 children and a grandfather to 4 teenage boys. Reverend Thomas is devoted to loving the Lord and serving the people to whom he is called, embodying a life of faith, leadership, and community dedication. Reverend Thomas.
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you as we gather here today at this Alabama Community College System quarterly board meeting and work session that you are here with us. We seek, dear Lord, your guidance and your wisdom this morning. Be with us, Lord, be with this board, and grant them, Father, clarity of thought and unity of purpose as they deliberate on matters that impacts our community colleges, the students, faculty, and staff. Father, protect them, dear Lord, right now from self-interest and narrow agendas. Teach them, dear Lord, how to use humility and make them hungry, dear Lord, for all those things that are pleasing in your sight. Be with this board in their discussions and guide their decisions so that they will always do what is right and just toward those whom rely on them. Father, now we ask, dear Lord, that you permit this board to focus on the vision, set the agenda, and assure the viability of this noble institution so that their service may bring you glory, you who are our loving and merciful God. Father, we ask also that you bless each board member, dear Lord, that is present here today. May their actions reflect integrity and their decisions promote the betterment of Alabama community college systems. Guide them to work in harmony, setting aside personal differences in any and all of their so that they may be able to achieve a common goal. We pray, God, for the students, for the faculty and staff across all campuses, that they may benefit from the work that is done herein. May their efforts, dear Lord, of this board, may their efforts contribute to the growth, success, and well-being of all that depends on their leadership. Father, we pray all these prayers in the name of your precious Son, who is the Christ. Father, in Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Amen. Thank you, Reverend Thomas, and thank you for your life of service. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Secretary, would you please call the roll?
Mr. Jeff Shell,
Present.
Mr. John Mitchell,
Present.
Ms. Valerie Gray,
Present.
Mr. Goodrich Rogers,
Present.
Mr. Ron Houston,
Present.
Mr. Levelland Brown,
Present.
Mr. Tim McCartney, Mr. Rick Lightsey,
Present.
Dr. Yvette Richardson, Governor Tay
Thank you.
Present.
Okay, we'll now have approval of agenda. Our agenda was distributed in advance to our board members for their review. I will now entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
So move.
I have a motion by Mr. Shell. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Lightsey. Any discussion? All those in favor, show by voice vote or raise your hand. Motion carries. Our minutes were sent out ahead of time also. Now entertain a motion to approve the minutes from our April meeting.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Houston has a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Ms. Gray. Any discussion? All those in favor, vote by voice vote or raise your hand. Motion carries. Okay, now we'll take care of some new business. We have item 6, new business, election of board officers. And the first on that is a chairman. So I'll now entertain, is there a motion to elect a new chairman?
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to nominate Ms. Valerie Gray as chair.
Okay,
Second.
have a motion and a second. Is there any other nominations? Is there a motion to close the nominations?
So moved. Second.
Have a motion and a second by Mr. Mitchell. Mr. Lightsey. All those in favor of closing the nominations, raise your hand or voice vote. Okay, now we'll vote for all those in favor of Ms. Gray. Ms. Gray, you are duly elected.
Wow.
Now, I'm going to literally pass the gavel to her. But before I do that, I want to say it's been an honor and a privilege to serve this board and to serve this body. It's been a wonderful experience. Had great leadership before me, and I have enjoyed serving in this capacity, and I am enjoying passing the gavel now. Ms. Gray.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I want to just say very briefly, my service to the state of Alabama, my community for over 25 years was involved in economic development where I got to know Dust very closely, and I'm so happy to see my mentor, Neil Wade, in the audience today here. I guess you never thought you'd see me doing this. Moving on to the next item of business, we need to elect a vice chairman. I'd like to request a motion from the floor to nominate the office of vice chairman.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to nominate Mr. Jeb Shell as vice chair.
We have a motion.
Second.
We have a second from Mr. Lightsey. Do we have any other nominations? Do I have a motion for the nominations to be closed?
So moved.
Second.
Second. Okay, we have a motion and a second for the nominations to be closed. Now we will move on to, we need to vote on the vice chairman for Mr. Jeb Shell. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
For Mr. Rogers, do I have a second?
Second.
A second from Mr. Houston. All those in favor, please signify by raising your hand or voice vote. Congratulations, Mr. Shell. Madam Secretary, it's item 7, public comment. Do we have anyone registered for public comment? Okay, very good. We will move on to item 8. Our first presentation of the day is from Alabama Builds Giants. Chancellor Baker, I'll turn it over to you.
I'd like to call on Jennifer Hall. Jennifer is one of our regional workforce directors. But Jennifer, before you begin talking, I want to introduce another gentleman here, a longtime senator, great friend of education. I've known him since he was a young guy. And Greg Reed is now Secretary of the Department of Workforce. I thought it would be appropriate for him to come and see all that we're talking about. And after this presentation, Secretary now, I guess, we will ask for your comments. Thank you. Jennifer.
Thank you. Good morning. Good morning, Chairwoman Gray, members of the Board of Trustees, and Chancellor Baker. Thank you for the opportunity to share insights into the vital mission of shipbuilding and Alabama's role in building giants. My name is Jennifer Hall, and I have the pleasure of serving as an ACCS Regional Workforce Director for the southern region of the state. With me today, I have Lindsay Klein, who is the Southeastern Regional Director for the Maritime Industrial Base, And I have from Alstom USA, Jean Miller, who is the Chief Operating Officer, and Kristen Parsons, who is the Vice President of Human Resources. And forgive me, there it is, I couldn't find the clicker. So this presentation could not have come at a better time. On your desks, you will find a hat that says Alabama Builds Giants. I had these hats designed and made to commemorate and celebrate the very first Maritime Month in Alabama. So because of your support of our community colleges and our system, I wanted to honor this event. You saw in the foyer when you came in the proclamation that was signed by Governor Ivey. Last month, we had representatives from Alstom USA, Burden, Blakely Boat Works, the Alabama Port Authority, and the Maritime Industrial Base join us for the proclamation signing at the Capitol. At this time, I would like to introduce Ms. Lindsay Klein from the Maritime Industrial Base.
Look to the sea and you'll find American strength. It's not only in the sailors, it's the ships they serve aboard. But today, our ability to maintain naval superiority is challenged like never before. Our fleet must grow and be sustained, and that means we need a stronger, more resilient shipbuilding industry, one ready to answer the call. That's where the Maritime Industrial Base program comes in. Launched in 2024, this program doesn't drive just another mission, it leads a movement. The MIB program unites shipbuilders, suppliers, workforce initiatives, academia, and more. It's a full-force, unified effort to restore America's capacity to design, build, and maintain the future fleet.
The national imperative, the advocacy, and the resources all kind of intersecting makes this doable.
A strong Navy starts with a strong supply chain. Through supplier enablement, the MIB program is tackling challenges head-on, investing in critical materials, boosting production capabilities, and ensuring manufacturers have what they need to keep shipyards moving. From heat-treating forgings to streamlining inspections and establishing new sources for vital components, these targeted efforts are eliminating bottlenecks and driving real progress. But hardware alone won't build the fleet. Over the next decade, 250,000 skilled professionals will be needed to power the maritime industry. The MIB Workforce Development Team is answering that challenge by building career pipelines, starting in K-12 classrooms and extending to training centers across the country. This work is coupled with national workforce initiatives by way of BuildSubmarines.com, the central hub serving to raise awareness of purpose-driven career and training opportunities across the country. These programs are forging the next generation of shipbuilders and assisting employers in retaining their workforce. Reinvigorating traditional trades is essential, but this movement also requires rethinking the manufacturing ecosystem to include 21st century technology. Innovation is shaping the future of shipbuilding, and the MIB program's investments in advanced manufacturing are bringing automation, robotics, AI, and additive technologies into shipyards and supplier facilities. Cutting-edge advancements aren't just improving efficiency, they're redefining what's possible, reducing production timelines, and attracting a new wave of talent to the industry.
We've been incredibly blessed to have the attention and funding of the Pentagon and Congress to go after this. I think we've set some benchmarks in how we go get the workforce we need, how we train them and retain them, and we have to adapt technology as well.
The U.S. Navy stands as a symbol of strength and security. And now, through the Maritime Industrial Base program, we're strengthening the foundation that keeps it mission ready. A stronger supply chain, a skilled workforce, a future powered by innovation. This is how we build the fleet. This is how we secure the future.
So if that doesn't get you all fired up, maybe I can help get you a little bit more fired up. I'm Lindsay Klein, and I would be remiss if I did not take this opportunity to tell you just how much so many people in this room have meant to me and why that is such an incredible honor to have been chosen to do this work and to do it with you as my partners. I'm a high school dropout from Calhoun County, Alabama. I was saved by the grace of God in Gadsden State Community College and found my way into higher education from there. I ended up with NASCAR, and now I have landed myself with the Navy. And I landed myself with the Navy due to some work that I was already doing with a lot of people in this room. If I were to look backwards over my left shoulder right now, I would see people that I call family, people that call me on speakerphone with their wives at 8 o'clock in the evening to get advice on how to move forward with projects at their colleges. And so when the Navy found me, and they did find me, and they asked me to come aboard and to do this work in order to prepare Alabama to build submarines, it was not a hard choice for me to make that move. It wasn't only hard because it wasn't only easy because it was such an honor to be chosen, but because I knew that this was going to be an easy lift due to the work that you have already done. So thank you to Chancellor Baker, thank you to the board, thank you Governor Ivey, and thank you Secretary Reed and Presidents for all the work that you have already put in to making sure that Alabama is ready to build giants. There are a lot of words on your screen right now, and I would not be able to do them justice because they came from Mr. Matthew Sermon, who is the fearless leader of the Maritime Industrial Base. But what I can tell you is this: Alabama has been chosen to stand up and to take lead on something that is of vital importance to our nation and to its security. And everyone in this room now plays a part in that mission. We will be moving forward with a significant amount of training, which Jennifer Hall is going to cover with you here in just a moment. But the bottom line is this: we need to hire about 10,000 people just here in Alabama in order to do this work. 10,000 people over the next 10 years. Now, that covers everything from the Gulf Coast up to Muscle Shoals, because this is not just a Gulf Coast mission. This is an Alabama mission. We have a lot of suppliers in this state, and we are planning to grow that number of suppliers significantly by supporting them with the resources that they need in order to join our supplier base. One thing that is of critical importance to us is that we are empowering our rural industry partners with the resources that they need in order to understand how they too can become part of this mission. And we will be doing that all the way up to North Alabama. So this is not just a Bishop State Community College and a Coastal Alabama Community College mission. This is also a Northwest Shoals Community College mission. This is also a Calhoun Community College mission. This is also for Gadsden State and Bevel and everywhere in between. Why are we here? We've gotten behind, y'all. That's why we're here. It is really important that we start to fill the gaps that have been created in our maritime industrial base. We do not have enough ships and we do not have enough submarines in order to be competitive. And we have to start understanding that that work is going to be a group project. Historically speaking, submarine production has not occurred here. It has occurred in about 5 regions across the country, and Alabama has not been one of those. We were chosen last year to join forces with the rest of our submarine regions and become one of those with Austal USA, and you'll be hearing from them shortly. In addition to that, we have a long legacy here in the Gulf Coast of building ships, and we don't just do that here in Alabama. We also do that with our neighboring states in Mississippi and Louisiana and Florida. We also have a submarine base and a refit facility over in Georgia. We have over 500 maritime industrial base suppliers in Tennessee. We also have some movement that is happening over in Arkansas as it relates to our ACCS initiative. So we also need to hire about 12,000 people in Mississippi. One of the things that is really critical to this mission is to make sure that we are empowering the people that we have right here. We know that we have neighboring shipyards, and we know that those shipyards are in other states, and we know that we also have enough people here that we shouldn't have to go to those other states and recruit their workforce. So what we want to do is make sure that we are training our people to do the work that is here in Alabama. And to that end, we have created a 4-college maritime consortium here with the Alabama Community College System with the support of Chancellor Baker, of Jennifer Hall, and of Barry May. That four-college consortium consists of Reed State Community College, LBW Community Colleges, Opp Campus, Coastal Alabama Community College, and Bishop State. Those four schools will comprise this consortium, and the Navy has now authorized our nonprofit integrator, Blue Forge Alliance, to initiate a $30 million investment in those schools. What that investment will eventually accomplish is standing up programs that support what we call the imminent and prevalent needs of our shipbuilders. Those skill sets are ship fitting, pipe welding, and structural welding. Now, our schools were already doing phenomenal work. We already had some great welding programs. I will go back and anecdotally tell you that I visited Reed State last summer in the dead of the hottest part of the summer. I think it was July or August. And when I walked into the welding building, it was incredibly hot. And guess what? Even in those conditions, even in a welding building that was built in 1960, they still had a wait list for that program. So we already know that we have the instructors, we have the administrators, we have the people on board to make this really work. And now what's going to happen when we give them the resources? And that's where we're really thinking, is we can move north in the state and start to pull down some of the labor shed that we know exists in other regions to make sure that they are also engaged in the work that is happening in the Gulf Coast. We have been so fortunate to partner with Keith Phillips and his phenomenal team at the Alabama Technology Network. And it's been really refreshing to have their support from the training perspective. We recently did a supplier event where we covered 4 different regions of the state to make sure that we were providing interested suppliers with the resources that they needed to understand how to join the industrial base. We partnered with Blue Forge Alliance, which I mentioned earlier, and you will see buildsubmarines.com everywhere. Here's the thing, y'all. We've been talking about getting students engaged in manufacturing for a long, long time. And you have responded beautifully to that call. You have built incredible buildings that really attract students. You have put the best technology in those buildings. You have hired the best instructors and the best college presidents in the country in order to make this happen. But it was time for us to stand up and to do our part, because we can't have empty buildings. We need the students to know that they're there. We need the students to understand what exists and what opportunities will be available to them once they go and earn these certifications and learn these skill sets. BuildSubmarines.com is a national attraction and recruitment effort that focuses on just that.
Okay, ring me later.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Ooh, points, thank you.
I'm sorry. No, I'm moving my car right now.
I sincerely apologize. Yes, we are taking your feedback very seriously. Hey, what do you do here?
Get a gig that's built to last.
We've already started to move with the BuildSubmarines.com program. This is at an Auburn event last year. You will continue to see activation at Auburn, and before all of you Bama grads get too upset with me, let me change this slide. And you will see Coach Saban proudly walking between those BuildSubmarines.com signs there as well. We will be expanding our partnership with the University of Alabama to encompass their engineering program, their Formula SAE, and their Baja teams this fall. We also have a lot of activation that happens with NASCAR and Talladega Superspeedway. And I am now going to turn this over to our extraordinary partners at Austell. I consider both of these people teammates on this mission, and they are doing incredible work for us down on the Gulf Coast. So without further ado, Gene Miller and Kristen Parsons.
You see it in their faces. You hear it in their voices. You feel it as they push themselves, looking beyond the horizon to deliver what's next. At Austell USA, this is what it takes to build the world's finest ships. And while these vessels are built with steel or aluminum, they're forged with individual valor, driven by a constant focus on innovation, adherence to proven processes, dedication to developing world-class talent, and the more than 600 million facilities. Austell USA is delivering advanced solutions for naval shipbuilding and repair, autonomy, and additive manufacturing. Our grit, determination, and resolve have created a workforce as agile as the vessels we build, expanding operations above and below the surface, and increasing our global waterfront infrastructure across coasts and continents. This is what it takes to protect and fortify our national security and maritime safety for decades to come. Austell USA, innovative on land, exceptional at sea.
Good morning. Thank you. My name is Gene Miller. I'm the Chief Operating Officer at Austell USA. I have been in shipbuilding for 25 years. I have worked at Austell for 6 months. I came to Austell for the opportunity and growth that was going on and the mission that we are accomplishing. And so it is a great pleasure to be able to speak with you this morning about the work that we do at Austell. Thank you to this board and to the governor and to all the support that we have received in terms of growth that we have already accomplished and the growth, your support for the growth that is coming up. So many of you are familiar with Austell USA and our background starting in aluminum shipbuilding, the Littoral Combat Ship Program, the Fast Transport Ship Programs. Those programs have both been very successful, but those are starting to come to an end. And as part of our transition into steel shipbuilding, we are on the cusp of launching our first steel ship, a towing, rescue, and salvage ship for the U.S. Navy, that is then transitioning into a growing portfolio of steel ship construction. Biggest platforms there are our offshore patrol cutters for the Coast Guard and the ocean sound surveillance ships for the U.S. Navy. Now, as there's been a lot of focus on submarines, that is one of the most significant growth areas that we're seeing at Austell USA today. We have about 250 people today working on building modules for fast attack and ballistic missile class submarines. And over the next 3 to 4 years, that grows to over 1,000. So there's significant growth both in our surface ship and our submarine ship construction. In addition to that, in addition to our ship construction, ship production lines, we're also heavily engaged in advanced manufacturing technology development and its application to shipbuilding, as well as providing support to our in-service fleet, both in the continental U.S. and in the Pacific. So today we have over 3,000 people at our shipyard, of which about 50% are in skilled trades. We have invested over $500 million to build the facilities that we have today, and there's a significant investment that's coming. So this slide shows you the current facilities in blue. If you focus on the left-hand side of that picture, you can see our existing waterfront facilities for final assembly and our vessel completion yard. There's also a large module manufacturing facility. Now, if you look just to the right or to the south of the existing campus, you'll see two areas that are highlighted in yellow. Those are expansions that are already underway. The FA2 label stands for Final Assembly 2. That's where we'll be doing our steel ship construction. And then the MMF3 is our Modular Manufacturing 3 facility, which is going to be dedicated entirely to building modules for submarines. So with that investment, between the FA2 and the modular manufacturing facility, there's an additional over $700 million of Navy and Austal investment that's coming online before the end of 2027. With that investment, we will be ready to continue to expand our workforce, which is starting today. So I mentioned that we're over 3,000 people today. We're going to be growing to over 5,000 people. And our success is going to depend entirely on our ability to hire, train, and retain that workforce. We will have the facilities. That investment has been made. It's all about our ability to develop that workforce and apply them to this critical mission. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Kristen Parsons, our Vice President of Human Resources, who's going to talk some more about just that challenge and how we're approaching it.
Good morning. Thank you for the opportunity to be here. My name is Kristen Parsons. I'm the Vice President of Human Resources for Austal USA. As we look to the future, it is important for us to be able to continue to meet our goals and to continue delivering excellence, that we significantly grow our workforce by 2029. As Jean mentioned, we will grow our workforce of about 3,000 currently to around 5,000. And in just the production trades alone, we will grow from a workforce currently of 1,500 to a production workforce of 3,000. To do this, to reach this growth, we will continue to engage in our traditional recruitment efforts and ensuring that we have, as part and parcel of that, competitive compensation and benefits packages. As well, and just as importantly, we are continuing to focus on retention initiatives to ensure that we retain the incredible talent that we have. Those initiatives range from leadership development programs with ATN to increased paid time off options for our workforce, as well as to additional recognition and engagement opportunities. But we know that this is not enough. We know that we will need to develop additional workforce development and training opportunities. And so we have placed a key emphasis on doing just that to create the pipeline of skilled workers that we will need to be able to meet our demand. In this respect of workforce development and training, we are focusing both on internal training opportunities as well as external training opportunities with our B-class community partners and local workforce development partners. With regard to our internal training practices, the Austal Apprenticeship Program is a key priority for Austal as we develop talent. This is a 4-year program for apprentices to skill from an apprentice level to an A-class employee. We have apprenticeship programs in 5 trades: fabrication, fit-out, electrical, pipe fitting, and pipe welding. In the past, we have had 1 apprenticeship program a year, and this year we are moving to 2 programs per year. We have a February class and a July class. These 2 classes this year will have about 60 employees, 60 apprentices in each class, and starting next year, we will move to about 100 apprentices per class. We also are focused on incumbent training opportunities to cross-skill and upskill our current employees, and we're doing this through a couple of different pathways. One is which we are working with our formalized external partners like AIDT, for example, where we will take a cohort of tradesmen or women and skill them up to B-class through programs at AIDT. We are also actively involved in conversations regarding facility expansion and opportunities to increase capacity for training at the Maritime Training Center on Austal's campus. And then lastly, we also have an internship program that we are focused on, namely with students in our engineering and support functions. This summer, we will have about 35 interns joining us across supply chain, engineering, business development, and in our Austal Advanced Technologies location. With regard to our B-class community and local workforce development partners, we are excited to be working with the Alabama Community College System. We believe this partnership is strong and that it is continuing to grow. And I know Jennifer will speak in more detail to the work that is being done, but if I could have a moment just to highlight a couple of items to show the partnership that we are experiencing with the Alabama Community College. In Mobile, we are working very closely with Bishop State, and they have been an incredible partner and willing to embrace all the creativity that we have engaged in discussions with them. For example, we are working to launch our first designer apprenticeship program in coordination with Bishop State. This will be a 2-year accredited program that will allow students to obtain an associate's degree while also obtaining design experience. We've never had a designer apprenticeship program before. And we've also never had an apprenticeship program with an external partner. So this is a unique opportunity. Bishop State has been an incredible partner through this effort, and we are excited to launch in the fall of this year. We also are working very closely with Bishop State to launch a new ship fitter training program with a staffing agency as well. This will be a paid training opportunity where contractors are employed with the staffing agency. They train through Bishop State and they're paid through Austell. They will come out of the program with a B-class certification with opportunities to skill to A-class. We also understand that there are numerous conversations continuing throughout the Alabama Community College system to discuss continued curriculum development and assessment of maritime training needs across all trades. And we look forward to continuing to be a part of that discussion as well. I would also mention that we also work very closely with AIDT. For example, we currently receive quarterly cohorts of both structural fitters and structural welders from their programs, as well as working closely with the Mobile County Public School System and Baldwin Preparatory Academy. They have many students that come through their programs that potentially can, because of their experience in their career technical programs, can test to B-class immediately upon hire at Austell. With the above in mind, we would like to thank the Alabama Community College System and the state of Alabama for its continuing collaboration with our workforce development efforts. Through tailored training programs, responsive curriculum, and a shared commitment to student success, this partnership is helping prepare the skilled workers that we need today and that we will need in years to come. We are grateful for the dedication and grateful to be able to call the Alabama Community College System partners in this important work.
So I want to take a few minutes and share where this all began. This began with a forward-looking vision and a challenge to Barry May from Chancellor Baker to have a meaningful impact on the labor force participation rate in Alabama. So Barry and I went back, we had lots of conversations, we really looked at the data and decided that Mobile was where we needed to start. Thankfully, President Charles at Bishop State had already a great relationship with Austell USA, and then through Austell's rapid expansion in the shipbuilding industry, we knew that that was where we needed to be. And this was just the beginning of Bishop State's Set Sail program. Set Sail started as a foundation-level structural welding program where individuals that successfully completed that program were guaranteed an interview with Austell to transition into one of their registered apprenticeships that you heard Kristen just talk about. So that was a very successful program, and we very quickly started meeting several of their needs. The second phase of Set Sail was a hiring event. It was held in partnership with Austell at Bishop State's Advanced Manufacturing Center. We had tremendous response. On a Saturday morning, it was storming, the roads were flooding. We had over 500 people show up. When Barry and I got there, people were waiting on us at the door. And they were so excited. You know, we often hear, and I know you all have heard, that how do we get people to work? People don't want to work. Y'all, we saw in Mobile, Alabama, that is not the case. When you let them know that Austell USA is looking to hire and they want you, y'all, they lined up and they showed out. People came dressed to the nines. They were ready for the on-site interviews that were conducted that day. We had individuals show up with their diplomas and their transcripts, and they were so excited for the opportunity. So that was a great day, again, over 500 people. And from that, we had over 700 people sign up for our training programs that day and then afterwards. It was a phenomenal response, and we look forward to just continue that partnership. And I can see a lot more hiring events in our future. It was very successful. Next, last June, y'all, a lot has happened in a year. Last June, Austell, USA, and the Maritime Industrial Base hosted a maritime roundtable discussion. We had K-12 partners there, several of our presidents, other workforce partners were there. And at that meeting, we heard from Matt Sermon, who you heard Lindsay talk about, as well as Whitney Jones, who also used to be with the Maritime Industrial Base. They shared the mission, and they gave us our marching orders, essentially. And we quickly got to work, and that is how the Alabama Maritime Consortium started to take shape. You heard Lindsay mention this consortium. It's made up of Bishop State Community College, Coastal Alabama Community College, Reed State Technical College, and LBW Community College. I want to commend these colleges. We shared the mission. We all got together and said, here's the challenge in front of us. And y'all, they did not blink. They immediately committed to work as a team and to create a highly skilled workforce pipeline with no end in sight. And they have continued to come to the table and work hard to make this happen. And thankfully, to our partnership with the Maritime Industrial Base, we're going to see some rapid expansion over the next 3 years, and we cannot wait to share more with you all about this initiative. So you heard Lindsay mention the programs that we're going to be adding. We already have very successful structural welding programs at all of our colleges. But what we are doing is going and evaluating those programs. We're adding competencies and skills that will prepare our students to enter into maritime manufacturing careers. That is very important. We've learned a lot about what they call NAVC standards, and so we are confirming that our programs meet those. And thankfully, so far, all of them have, so that's very good news. We are also adding pipe welding to all of our colleges. These programs are going to be developed so that they can be implemented quickly and also so they can be scaled across the state. We're adding pipe fitting, which is also an advanced skill, and we're very thankful. Coastal Alabama Community College, to my knowledge, has the only pipe fitting program in the state, so they will serve as our model. We'll open those programs at all 4 of our colleges and also set that up so it can be scaled easily. On the non-credit side, you heard Lindsay mention our structural fitting program, as well as Kristen. You will hear this program referred to as either ship fitting or structural fitting. So we've chosen to call it structural fitting, and so that will be rolled out in non-credit programs and as well as can be scaled across the state. Bishop State has also offered or built a fundamentals of shipbuilding program, which is a foundation level program that prepares individuals to transition into the structural fitting program. You heard Kristen mention our apprenticeships. We are so proud to offer these work-based learning opportunities and give our students an opportunity to earn while they learn. We know through data, lots of history, and a lot of success from Audrey Webb and her work-based learning programs that apprenticeships are where we can see tremendous growth and are at the advantage of our students. They don't have to worry about how am I going to get a job and go to school. They can do it simultaneously and really become an better employee when they graduate the program. So we are starting a designer apprenticeship in partnership with Austell and Bishop State's drafting and design program, as well as the structural fitting work-based learning partnership. So I thought this quote really sums up the efforts that we have seen over the last couple of years from Henry Ford. Coming together is a beginning, keeping together is progress, and working together is success. And we have seen tremendous success over the last couple of years, and I cannot wait to see the success in the future. This time we'll answer any questions that you all have. Any questions?
Any questions?
No, very thorough, thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you
It's
for having
amazing.
us.
Chancellor, anything?
I think at this time,
Secretary
I
Reed?
can't not call you
I
Senator.
know. Senator, Secretary Reed?
Great job. How about some applause? My goodness. Chancellor, thank you for allowing me to come hang out with you, man. I'm excited to be here. This presentation is over the moon. We're Alabama. Man, we can do it. Whatever is required. Let the Navy know we're showing up.
Yes, sir.
It's a privilege for me to be in the meeting today and to be able to visit with this board and with you, Chancellor. I have had a great relationship with this board and with the Chancellor for many years. Served in the State Senate for 14 years, was the majority leader for 6, the president for 4. I had somebody ask me in the elevator on the way up here, "Are you disappointed that you're not at the State House today on the last day?" I said, "No, I'm not." I wish them the best of luck today and what all they're trying to accomplish. But listen, I'm not going to take a long time. I just wanted to let you know I'm excited about building giants, and the opportunity for the collaboration on these kinds of products are fantastic and extraordinary on what the accomplishments are. And Henry Ford said it well, working together is the key, and that's going to be important as we continue to move forward. As the Secretary of Workforce, I've been on the job 15 weeks. Wow, it's a lot, okay? But I'm excited about it in every way, and you and I have discussed that, Chancellor, our opportunity to be able to work together. You know, the thing that I've said to people across our state that this board will well recognize is that Alabama's done a good job of putting herself in a good place. I mean, we've done things like incredible incentives, some of the best in the nation. We did Rebuild Alabama. No political people wanted to vote on a gas tax, but we had to do it. I mean, roads and bridges are the pathway to economic success. Broadband internet access, and was mentioned earlier about rural Alabama. Alabama can never be all that we want her to be if we're not growing Alabama in rural communities. We have to. And nobody's going to go there if they don't have internet access. Alabama spent $2.6 billion on bringing the internet to rural Alabama. We've gone from 47th to 24th in America in access of the internet to our citizenry. So Alabama's done some really important things in trying to position ourselves appropriately. The Working for Alabama package that established the Alabama Department of Workforce, of which now I'm the secretary, was an important package, and it dealt with a lot of issues that you all know are important and that many in the audience deal with daily as we look for the development of our workforce, everything from housing to child care to issues working with high schools, dual enrollment, of which I don't know of any better money we spend in the state of Alabama related to education than dual enrollment. Taking a smart, sharp kid and allowing the 2-year colleges to come alongside and collaborate while they're in high school so that they're ready to go quicker, sooner, better, faster, smarter when they're ready to move into the workforce. I mean, these are the things that we ought to be focused on, and I know this board does a fabulous job with those resources that are given. You know, I've been busy. Let me give you a list of a couple things we've been doing. Number one, I got in the job. We needed a new organizational structure. We did that. I was a businessman for 35 years, and we figured out that what we were doing wasn't exactly what we needed. So we've been working on that. I'm going to be hiring some other folks to help us in that transition. Been working on the narrative. I've been to every Rotary Club, Kiwanis Club, Chamber of Commerce. I mean, I've been everywhere. Matter of fact, I visited with these great folks at Austell a couple of weeks ago, and they showed me some of the work, the actual work that's going on in the collaboration with their company, their needs, and what's happening for Coastal and Bishop and others that are being able to provide good training for the folks that are a part of their organization moving forward that we're so excited about. We've been trying to figure out what our funding is. We're funding about 10 different ways, from all kinds of federal grants to some state funding. I had to work on trying to figure all that out. We had legislative issues we've been dealing with. The idea that you know that workforce is a top issue is that, unbeknownst to me, the legislature decided we needed 19 pieces of legislation that all were focused on workforce. Kind of caught me a little bit of a blind side. I shouldn't have been. I've been there. But we've had a lot of folks in the legislature very interested, so we've been working on that. We've got an RFP that's coming. So we're going to rebrand the Department of Workforce. We're going to market the department. The whole goal is to be able to find ways to allow the state to put its money where its mouth is in being able to help and support what's already going on with your board and the two-year system, to find ways to promote to Alabamians and employers how you engage, how you work, how you find ways to help, what are the solutions available, what are you going to be able to do in connectivity to be able to get to the next step if you're looking for workers or if you want to work, okay? And I agree with what was said earlier. People will sit around the coffee shop and say, you can't get anybody to work. And you know that may be true in some regards, but in 15 weeks, I've been able to discover there's a lot of capable Alabamians that want to work. They need the training, they need the skill, they need the engagement to be able to accomplish what they want to accomplish. And we've got to give them that level of support, whether it's the training outcomes or whether it's the state trying to give them information on how they can access resources that are available. So anyway, I'll finish with that, Mr. Chancellor. It is a privilege for me to be here today. I appreciate this board. I will say to the board, as I've said to you, Chancellor, the outcomes necessary for us to have workforce success in Alabama at the extraordinary levels we expect must be delivered by this system, must be delivered by this board and this system. You're up to the task. Our partners are up to the task. I'm trying to catch up and be up to the task. We've got a lot to do moving forward, but you know what? It is worth it, is it not? So we're all in it together, and our collaboration will be something that we can all be proud of moving forward. So it'll be my privilege to continue to work with each of you and all of the partners. 10,000 workers. Man, that'll get your attention. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. Thank you, Board. Thank you, Madam Chair. I appreciate the opportunity to be with you all. Thank you all as well.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. I hope we now realize what we must do to move forward. Neil Wade, if you will come to the mic. Wait, that's a different Neil.
Is this the Lion's Den?
Yes. Neil Wade has a background all over the state, been involved in the Alabama Development Office for many years. He has been instrumental in many of the beginnings of bringing a lot of manufacturing to the state. Neil has done a lot of things helping us, and I've asked him to sit down with each president, spend time with the presidents, and start a process of determining what can we do in every community to make that community prepared and better to serve the people that live in that area. So Neil, briefly, kind of give us a rundown on where we're headed.
Thank you, Chancellor, and it's an honor to be here this morning, and I am pumped up after hearing all of what we've heard this morning. And it was good to, it's almost like old home week being here with Valerie and Dus, who I've worked with in economic development, and Lebanon Rome, who I'm working with in Greensboro, and some things that we're trying to do. So I'm just honored to be here this morning. I've been working with the Chancellor now for about 4 years. And he gave me recently a challenge that I want to tell you just briefly about, as he said, it is briefly. What you heard this morning illustrates, confirms that the Alabama Community College System is the premier workforce organization, agency in the state of Alabama. We touch with our 24 colleges and the campuses in those colleges 95% of the state. So what you've heard about workforce and what we're doing in the colleges around the state is absolutely critical to the future of this state. 43% of Alabama's working age adults are sitting on the sideline. We are working on barriers to try to figure ways to help get more of them into the workforce to meet the kind of goals that you heard this morning of 10,000 workers. But what he's also asked me to do is to focus on another side of the colleges, community engagement. You know, being in 95% of the state, we're in the fabric of every part of Alabama, in communities and regions. And so what we're going to begin is an 18-month project to basically review the community engagement efforts of all 24 colleges. And I've been on every one of their websites recently. And all of them have some level of community engagement. But what we're going to do is begin an 18-month program to enhance that. Now, why 18 months? Well, number one, in the next 6 months, we will have local elections throughout the state of Alabama. Alabama League of Municipalities tells me that 40%, there'll be 40% turnover. There'll be new people who are coming in as mayors, as counselors, that we need to build relationships with. Secondly, in 2026, we'll have state elections in which every constitutional office, there'll be new people in. And in a lot of cabinet levels, there will be new people in. So we have the opportunity from that standpoint to begin to build relationships from a statewide standpoint. And then thirdly, there are legislative elections next year as well. And one of the keys that the colleges have to basically is to strengthen the relationships with our legislative partners. So beginning in June, I'm going to begin a series of small group meetings with all 24 presidents. We're going to do that, and then when that is completed in the middle of June, I'm going to go out to every college and meet with every president, and we're going to begin a process of reviewing where they are and where they want to take community engagement. And I'm going to come back after those meetings with each of the presidents, and I'm going to do a plan. I'm going to draft a plan. And then I'm going to go back to the colleges, and we're going to sit down with a draft, and they're going to basically take it, massage it, edit it, put it in their format the way they want to do it. There is no cookie cutter involved in this. Every plan will be different. And once we finish those plans in the next 6 months and get that done, there will be an implementation schedule in 2026. So many opportunities for us to enhance the engagement that we have throughout the state of Alabama. It's ambitious. It is, but it's designed to basically take the colleges to a new level of community engagement, and it will fit their particular region and their particular footprint. I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward to it. As I said, it's ambitious. I have no clue why I'm doing this. It's one of the craziest things I've ever done. But we're going to have a good time doing it. And at the end of it, we're going to have 24 plans that fit those colleges, and we're going to move community engagement in 2026 to a level that we've never been at. Mr. Chancellor, thank you for the opportunity to do this. I'll be glad to answer any questions, or if you have any, sir.
I just think it's something that we have to do. And along with that, evaluate what we are providing in the way of training, find where the gaps are, and then make arrangements to make sure that we're serving every community at the level that they should be served. And this is a key part to that. Thank you, Neil.
Thank you again, sir.
I just keep taking your time.
That's okay. Keep going.
The other Neil.
The other Neil.
Well, good morning. Thank you for making time this morning for an enrollment update, and I'm always happy to be able to provide this update. There's so many exciting things that are happening across this system and across this state, and enrollment continues to be something that everyone in Alabama should be excited about. So I'll start. We are finishing the spring semester right now. Our colleges are hosting their graduation ceremonies. Our team and many others here at ACCS have been able to travel out across the state and attend these graduation ceremonies, and I'm always reminded at this time of year that as we look at these numbers and we start seeing these numbers of credit hour production and the numbers of students, that it's not numbers. It's people, it's families, and it's lives. It's roofs over the heads of their families. It's meals on the table. It's tires on the car, and it's lives that are being impacted by what it is that we do at the community college system. So I'll quickly review our spring numbers. We're almost done counting students for spring. I think we have one or two colleges left to tally their final numbers, so this may change slightly over the next couple of days, but our colleges have enrolled over 84,000 students for in-credit courses for spring of 2025, 84,075 to be exact. That's a 7.82% increase over last spring, and a 6,104 more students over last spring as well. 21 of our colleges saw a head count increase spring over spring. In credit hour production, we're over 695,000 credit hours being produced. That's a 6.71% increase in credit hour production over spring of last year. 43,766 more credit hours being produced, and 22 of our colleges have increased credit hour production. Now, the next couple of slides I don't normally go over at a board meeting. These are new data that we wanted to share with you. This is actually a delineation between our traditional students and our dual enrollment students. So as of yesterday, our colleges had enrolled 55,801 traditional students for the spring term. That is a 3.8% increase over spring 2024. So this is one of those things we want you to understand and want everybody out there in the state to understand, that while dual enrollment is a significant part of our growth, we are increasing our traditional headcount, which is something that is really impressive in today's higher education climate. That's 2,020 more students in the traditional programs than we had last spring. I'd be remiss if I didn't go over dual enrollment numbers. We have 28,239 dual enrollment students enrolled this spring. That's a 16.7% increase over last spring, and I think that speaks volumes about the level of support that we have from our legislators, and the scholarship that we're able to offer these students, and the trust that these students and these schools have in what our colleges are delivering. That's 4,049 more dual enrollment students than last spring. I also want to talk just briefly about graduation. This school year, 24-25 school year, which is not totally complete yet. We still have a summer term where there will be students who will be finishing their credentials, but we've had 9,741 students who have graduated from an ACCS college with a 4-credit credential. That's 9,247 traditional students earning 11,607 credentials. That averages out to 1.26 credentials per traditional graduate. We also have this spring, we have, and if you've attended any of our graduation ceremonies, most of our presidents have made a comment where they've asked all of the dual enrollment students to stand, dual enrollment students who are graduating with a credential to stand so that they can be recognized. The numbers that I received yesterday say that across the state we have 494 such students. Those are dual enrollment students. These are students who are graduating with a credential from an ACCS college just days before they graduate high school with their high school diploma. Another interesting note is that those 494 students are earning 687 credentials, which averages out to 1.39 credentials per graduate. That is if you're looking back at the previous bullet, that's a higher rate of degree and credential completion than what even our traditional students are earning. So that's something to be said for the way that our colleges are delivering these courses and making courses available to these dual students. I'll give a quick summer update. We are still enrolling students for summer courses, which will begin here in just a couple of weeks. And our colleges so far have enrolled 48,861 students in 4-credit courses for the summer. That's currently a 10.61% increase year to date over summer 2024. 4,686 more students. 19 of our colleges are showing an increase in summer headcount. For credit hour production, we're seeing an 11.86% increase year to date in credit hour production for summer. 38,411 more credit hours, and 21 of our colleges are showing an increase in credit hour production. And then as we turn our attention to the fall, we don't yet have all colleges enrolling students for fall courses. I imagine that will be starting here any day now. But as of Monday, ACCS colleges have received 65,874 applications for fall 25. That's a 10% increase in fall applications. Over 6,000 more students who are submitting applications year to date, and 21 of our colleges are showing increases in applications for the fall. And our early indications show that we can expect increases in first-time freshmen. We're up 8.81% in first-time freshman applications. We're expecting an increase in transient, in dual enrollment students, almost a 20% increase in dual enrollment applications year to date, as well as our readmitted returning students and our accelerated students. I know that's a lot of numbers to go over in a brief amount of time, but I'll entertain questions. And thank you so much. I appreciate your time and look forward to giving you an update in the future.
Thank you, Neil.
I think we got one more item.
We got one more item.
Clint. Oh, there we go. This won't take but a minute.
Quick minute, I promise. So, good morning, Chairwoman Board, Chancellor Baker, guests, colleagues. Over the last fiscal year, we have had an increased focus on marketing across the system. Chancellor Baker, as you have all heard, he kind of challenged us, strongly demanded, encouraged us to do a better job of telling our story. So over the last year, I think with the help of our team, communications team, Doyle Powell as well, that we've kind of answered the Chancellor's call, but we're still missing one key part of the marketing aspect, which is actually commercial. You may think that we do commercials all the time from the college level, but if you think about it from the ACCS system level, we have never done a commercial with a production company. We have done in-house productions, but when you look at the quality, if you've seen a bad commercial on TV, you can notice a bad commercial. So we reached out to a production company that could provide us with the manpower, the equipment, and the storytelling capabilities to really put out a message that kind of stakes our claim in Alabama and our purpose and the importance of our colleges. So we can play the video.
Work, a strong word. Together with force, it's something pretty powerful. Our workforce keeps Alabama growing. So where does it come from? Your Alabama community colleges. Quality classroom learning, hands-on, real job training, all across Alabama. Building enormous ships down south, blasting into space up north, and in between, all the jobs that move us forward. Alabama's community colleges, Alabama's largest training network.
So we really want to put a focus on the importance of the community college system, our impact across the state, our vast coverage, and being the largest training network is definitely a fact here in Alabama. Also, I want to emphasize that this was actually put together in 2 weeks. We did recording on April 30th. We got a finished product next week on Wednesday, and it's currently running on air across the states beginning this past Monday. We do have more in works Our next two commercials are actually in the storyboarding process. We hope to have those two running on air within the next month as well. On top of that, we also did have a partnership with APTV where they premiered a brand new show called Higher Education Matters, which premiered last Thursday on their network, which focused on dual enrollment in our workforce training centers and workforce development across the state. So that was actually a pretty good success. We had some features from some of our executives across the state, and it will re-air tomorrow at 10:30 if anyone is interested in watching that air once again. Thank you.
Is that it? That's really, really, really hard to follow all of that, and I will do my best to try to muddle through this, but seriously, thank you all for all your hard work and your enthusiasm. You make it look easy for us up here, so thank you very much for that. We are going to move on the agenda now. Under item 9, executive, legal, and public information, we have action item A1, Central Alabama Community College, is increase in credit hour fee for Barnes and Noble first day. Sorry, let me get to that. It is recommended that the Alabama Community College System Board of Trustees authorize Central Alabama Community College to increase the college's credit hour fee for textbooks through the Barnes and Noble First Day Complete program from $24 per credit hour to $24.50 per credit hour. This increase will take effect fall semester of 2025. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
We have a motion. Do I have a second? We have a second by Mr. Shell. All those in favor, any discussion? All those in favor signify by voice vote or raising your hand. Thank you. We will move on to item 9A2, increase in credit hour fee for Barnes and Noble for Chattahoochee Valley Community College. It is recommended that the Alabama Community College System Board of Trustees authorize Chattahoochee Valley Community College to increase the college's credit hour fee for textbooks through the Barnes and Noble First Day Complete program from $26 per credit hour to $26.50 per credit hour. This increase will take effect fall semester of 2025. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Mr. Lightsey, a second from Mr. Shell. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by raising your hand or voice vote. Action item 9A3, Reed State Technical College, increase in special building fee. It is recommended that the Alabama Community College System Board of Trustees authorize Reed State Technical College to increase its special building fee from $15 to $20 per credit hour. This increased fee will take effect fall semester of 2025. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
We have a motion from Mr. Mitchell. Do I have a second?
Second.
A second from Mr. Houston. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by raising your hand or voice vote. Okay. Moving on to action item 9A4. Also, Reed State Technical College, approval to implement housing fee rates and an application fee. It is recommended that the Alabama Community College System Board of Trustees authorize Reed State Community College to implement an application fee and housing fee rates for its student housing. The housing fee rates and application fee will take effect fall semester 2025. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
I have a motion from Mr. Mitchell. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Mr. Roan. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by raising your hand or voice vote. Okay, we will move on to action item 9A5, Bevel State. It is recommended that the Alabama Community College System Board of Trustees authorize the Alabama Community College System on behalf of Bevel State Community College to proceed with the sale of the Carl Elliott House. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
I have a motion from Mr. Lightsey. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Mr. Houston. Do we have any discussion? Hearing no discussion, all those in favor, raise your hand or signify by voice vote. The ayes have it. Okay, we will now move on to item 10, which is instruction, research and development, adult education, facilities, fiscal, information technology, and workforce development. We have several action items under that. Action item 1 is Snead State Community College, Associate in Applied Science and Certificate in Additive Manufacturing and Drafting Design. It is recommended that the Alabama Community College System Board of Trustees approve Snead State Community College's application for an Associate in Applied Science and Certificate in Additive Manufacturing and Drafting Design. This will be implemented fall semester of 2025. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
I have a motion from Mr. Rogers. Do I have a second? Second from Mr. Shell. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, all those in favor signify by raising your hand or voice vote. Moving on to now Coastal Alabama Community College, the Bruton Campus Multi-Building Re-Roofing and Repair. It is recommended that the Alabama Community College System Board of Trustees authorize Coastal Alabama Community College to proceed with Phase 2 of the project named Bruton Campus Multi-Building Re-Roofing and Repair, Auditorium Contract Change Order Number 1. There are some milestones in this with the bid dates beginning April 2024, with construction start date second quarter of 24, with final completion date second quarter, substantial completion date first quarter of 25, and then final completion date second quarter of 2025. Do I have a motion to approve? Mr. Shell made a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
We have a second from Mr. Lightsey. Do we have any discussion? Hearing no discussion, all those in favor signify by raising your hand or voice vote. And I'm sorry, y'all, if I'm reading too fast. Item 10A3, Lawson State Community College, the Bessemer Campus Building A re-roofing. It is recommended that the Alabama Community College System Board of Trustees authorize Lawson State Community College to proceed with the project named Bessemer Campus Building A re-roofing. Construction contract shall be executed no later than July the 31st of this year, or this authorization shall expire. A couple of milestone dates in the schedule: bid date, April 22nd, 2025, construction start date, second quarter of 2025, with a final completion date anticipated fourth quarter of 2025. Do I have a motion?
So moved, Madam Chair.
We have a motion from Mr. Houston. Do I have a second? Second. I have a second from Mr. Shell. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by raising your hand or voice vote. The ayes have it. We're going to move along to now Marion Military Institute, item 10A4, a new math and science facility. It is recommended that the Alabama Community College System Board of Trustees authorize Marion Military Institute to proceed with the project named New Math and Science Facility. Construction contracts shall be executed no later than August the 31st of 2025, or this authorization shall expire. There are expected milestones in this schedule, and I'm just going to skim over that the final completion date is anticipated the third quarter of 2026. Do I have a motion to approve this item?
So moved.
We have a motion from Mr. Ron. Do I have a second?
Second.
We have a second from Mr. Rogers. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, all those in favor signify by raising your hand or voice vote. The ayes have it. Moving on quickly to 10A5, Reed State Technical College again, repurpose the Red Roof Inn for campus student housing solution. It is recommended that the Alabama Community College System Board of Trustees authorize Reed State Technical College to proceed with the project name Repurpose Red Roof Inn for campus student housing solution, the construction bid package. Construction contracts shall be executed no later than July the 15th, 2025, or this authorization shall expire. Expected milestone schedules are early release mechanical purchase date April of 25, building construction bid date May the 1st. We hope to start construction by the 15th with a final completion date of July the 30th, 2025. I know this has been a long time coming. Do I have a motion on the floor to approve?
So moved.
We have a motion from Mr. Mitchell. I have a second from Mr. Shell. Do we have any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by raising your hand or voice vote. Moving on to item 10A6, we're going to Northeast Alabama Community College now. The repurposed technology laboratory building for the Rural Health Care Program. It is recommended that the Alabama Community College System Board of Trustees authorize Northeast Alabama Community College to proceed with the project named Repurposed Technology Laboratory Building for Rural Health Care Program. Construction contracts shall be executed no later than August the 1st, 2025, or this authorization shall expire. Skimming through, our final completion date is anticipated November the 1st, 2025. Do I have a motion to approve?
Second.
We have a motion for Mr. Rogers, a second from Mr. Lightsey. And do we have any discussion on this item? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by raising your hand or voice vote. Okay, we're going to move on to item 10A7, Northwest Shoals Community College, the Phil Campbell Campus Renovation. It is recommended that the Alabama Community College System Board of Trustees authorize Northwest Shoals Community College to proceed with the project named Phil Campbell Campus Renovation, the demolition bid package. Construction contracts shall be executed no later than September the 1st of this year, or this authorization shall expire. Project milestones, we are anticipating a final completion date of August 2025 of this year. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
We have a motion from Mr. Lightsey. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Mr. Houston. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by raising your hand or voice vote. Okay, item 10A8, Northwest Shoals Community College. Again, Phil Campbell site drainage and slope erosion improvements. It is recommended the Alabama Community College System Board authorize Northwest Shoals Community College to proceed with the project named Phil Campbell site drainage and erosion improvements. Construction contracts shall be executed no later than September the 1st of this year, or this authorization shall expire. Again, we are looking for a final completion date of September 14th of 2025. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
I have a motion for Mr. Lightsey. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Mr. Houston. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by raising your hand or voice vote. Item 10A9, Wallace State Community College, Huntsville Campus New Automotive Technology Center. It is recommended that the Alabama Community College System Board of Trustees authorize Wallace State Community College to proceed with the construction project named Huntsville Campus New Automotive Technology Center. Construction contracts for this project shall be executed no later than September the 1st, 2025, or this authorization shall expire. A final completion date is set for August of 2026. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved, Madam Chair.
Motion from Mr. Houston. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Mr. Lightsey. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, all those in favor signify by raising your hand or voice vote. Item 10A10, Wallace State Community College, Huntsville Campus, New STEM Gateway Building. It is recommended that the Alabama Community College System Board of Trustees authorize Wallace State to proceed with the construction project named Huntsville Campus New STEM Gateway Building, the construction bid package. Construction contracts for the project shall be executed no later than September the 1st, 2025, or this authorization shall expire. We have a lot of milestone dates with a final completion date set for October of 2026. Do I have a motion to approve? Motion from Mr. Shell. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Mr. Houston. Do we have any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by raising your hand or a voice vote. Okay, we're moving to the different part of the state, to Chattahoochee Valley Community College, the baseball field slope repair. It is recommended that the Alabama Community College System Board of Trustees authorize Chattahoochee Valley Community College to proceed with the project named Baseball Field Slope Repair. Construction contracts shall be executed no later than September the 1st of this year, or this authorization shall expire. We anticipate to have a final completion date of September the 22nd, 2025. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
We have a motion from Mr. Rogers and a second from Mr. Roan. Do we have any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by raising your hand or voice vote. Moving to item 10A12, Jefferson State Community College, Jefferson Campus George Wallace Hall roof replacement. It is recommended that the Alabama Community College System Board of Trustees authorize Jefferson State Community College to proceed with the project named Jefferson Campus George Wallace Hall roof replacement. Change order number 1. This expected milestone schedule for the project, we are looking at a final completion date of July the 16th, 2025. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved, Madam Chair.
And we have a motion from Mr. Houston. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Mr. Roan. Do we have any discussion items? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by raising your hand or voice vote. Item 10A13, Bevel State Community College, Jasper Campus HVAC Training Center addition for Energy Services Infrastructure Training Center. It is recommended that the Alabama Community College System Board of Trustees authorize Bevel State Community College to proceed with the project named Jasper Campus HVAC Training Center addition for Energy Services Infrastructure Training Center. This is the site work bid package. Construction contracts shall be executed no later than September the 1st of this year, or this authorization shall expire. We've got several different packages that are set for bid out, and looks like a final completion date of August the 10th of 2026. Do I have a motion to approve? We have a motion from Mr. Shell. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Mr. Lightsey. Are there any discussion items? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by raising your hand or voice vote. Okay, that was item 10A13. Goodness, I get a break for just a second. Item 11 is personnel. I will turn it over to you. Chancellor?
I won't take I've taken a lot of time already.
You take as much time as you need.
Well, over the last several months, we've had numerous people from across the system visit the school, our college in Dothan, Wallace College in Dothan. We've accumulated a lot of information. We've talked a lot with the community people, and we sought applicants for that job. In the process of doing so, we've interviewed, I believe the interview included 3 or 4 people from the college itself. And we've made a decision that I believe will be proven to be a very good decision, because we had an applicant that we already know what they can and will do. So I think at this point, I know I'm ready to make a recommendation to fill the position of president at Wallace College in Dothan, effective the 1st of next month. Do you have a short resume?
Good morning. Dr. Kathy Murphy is a native of Greenville, Alabama, and she taught in the Auburn City School System and later served as a principal of Greenville High School, Greenville Middle School, and Charles Henderson High School in Troy. Prior to serving in K-12 education, she was an assistant professor at Judson College and the University of West Georgia. In addition, she served as an adjunct instructor at Auburn University at Montgomery. Dr. Murphy has led 2 Alabama school systems as superintendent, first at Monroe County Schools for 4 years, and then at Hoover City Schools for 5 years. She has served as president at Gaston State since January of 2021. Dr. Murphy's journey of service and leadership in 5 school districts in Alabama as a teacher, principal, superintendent, and her college teaching experience in Alabama and Georgia, and her presidency at Gaston State gave her a wealth of experience and knowledge and gave evidence of her commitment to making lives better through education. Dr. Murphy has received numerous awards, including named a Female Mover and Shaker in Birmingham, Distinguished Service Outside the Profession Award given by the Alabama Art Education Association, Outstanding Leadership in School Community Relations Award given by the Alabama School Public Relations Association, Superintendent of the Year for District 5, and Outstanding Administrator and Mabel C. Robinson Memorial Lecturer given by the Association for Health, Principal Education, Recreation, and Dance. Making history, Dr. Murphy was the first female to serve on the National Beta Club Board of Trustees and the first female chair of that board. Her frequent inclusion in the Birmingham Business Journal list of who's who in education and her selection in this year's Leadership Alabama cohort, Class 34, further highlight her professional standing. Dr. Murphy completed her doctorate degree at Auburn University, her educational specialist and master's degree at Auburn University at Alabama, Auburn University at Montgomery, and her bachelor's degree at Troy University. As a proud Trojan, the university named her as Alumni of the Year for 2024. I give you Dr. Kathy Murphy.
Thank you. Board members, I would like to recommend that effective the 1st of next month, Kathy Murphy, Dr. Murphy, serve as president of Wallace College in Dothan. While the package is not real big, the heart and the energy and the will to do a good job is second to none.
Amen.
Thank you, Chancellor. Board members, you've heard the recommendation. Do I have a motion from the board to recognize and hire Dr. Kathy Murphy effective June 1, 2025, to be the new president of Wallace State?
So moved.
I have a motion from Mr. Mitchell. Do I have a second? Second from Mr. Shell. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, all those in favor signify by raising your hand or voice vote. Congratulations, Dr. Murphy. We're so honored to to have you, and again, a great day, Lindsay, everybody, for females today. I'm sorry, I had to throw that in there. Would you like to say a couple words?
You should never offer me the microphone. Well, to you, Chair Gray, and to the Board of Trustees, Chancellor Baker, for the last 4 years and 5 months, I've had the privilege of serving as president, as you heard, at Gadsden State, a wonderful, wonderful college, and now an opportunity to move to another wonderful, wonderful college. During my time at Gadsden State, some amazing things have happened, not because of Kathy Murphy, but because we have assembled a terrific team of leaders who have been committed to changing lives for good forever for those that we impact. We've had the privilege of increasing enrollment. We've increased that in both traditional and dual enrollment. We have also been able to increase credit hour production, increased scholarship opportunities for our students. We have been able to add additional sports, enhance the safety and security of our campus, and we've had the privilege of building an advanced manufacturing center and doing lots of additional renovations and even some demolition. We are proud of the work that has occurred at our college, and now we leave that in capable hands as we move forward and build on those who have preceded me at Wallace. You know, some people go to work every day to their job and others go to their career, and I get to go to my calling. And I appreciate the opportunity and the privilege I have to be a part of the Alabama Community College system, to have had the absolute blessing and pleasure of serving at Gadsden. And now I warmly embrace and look forward to the opportunity and the privilege that we'll have to serve alongside the great folks that are already at Wallace-Dothan. Thank you so much for affirming the vote today.
Any other personnel items?
Well, this doesn't require a vote of the board, but I do. Is Alan? Stand up. Alan is currently serving as vice president of the college at Gadsden. His specialty is just being a great administrator and doing a good job, as well as being kind of the guru for the workforce center that was developed there. So Alan, effective June 1, will be serving as interim president at Gadsden. So the process and improvements will continue on. Thank you, Alan.
Item number 12, Chancellor's report.
I've been reporting for that. But I would be remiss if I didn't say to our folks here that have presented, I'm pumped about what we can do and must do. Not just can do, but must do, but do because we want to. I'm looking behind you, Lindsay, at Jimmy's over there, and he's kind of one of those guys they accuse him of his hair being on fire all the time. But this is encouraging. It's encouraging, but it's challenging. And we're up to that challenge. As we move forward, we're going to see more good things happening across this system, similar to what a lot of good things have already been occurring in the system. So I appreciate the opportunity to step up to the plate and say the community college system of this state is the provider of workforce training, and we do it with excitement and enthusiasm. Thank you.
I believe, Neil Scott, you have some items for us that you want to elaborate on? Mm-hmm.
All All right, well, good morning again. I wanted to be able to provide just a little bit of an update about some enrollment marketing items that are happening here from the system office. You probably remember back last year, we started launching enrollment marketing campaigns where we were delivering postcards and emails and texts and surveys that were branded to the specific college, but we were delivering that to individual students. This is really an extension of that. And the biggest part of that effort was to recognize that the students don't know who ACCS is. Now, with Clinton's commercial and the commercial and the work that is going into marketing and communications, that's probably going to change rather quickly. But we recognize that our students are much more familiar with our colleges and what they deliver there in their community. And we want to make sure that we are pushing as many students to the front door of that college as possible, so our colleges have the opportunity to then recruit them, advise them, retain, and graduate them. Back in the fall, Chris Cox was named Deputy Chancellor and began overseeing a few divisions, including student success. And as we were talking one day, he said, how great would it be if we could put a T-shirt on every high school senior in the state? And so immediately we got to work and started coming up with a plan. And I think that we have come up with a plan, and the plan is launched. It is happening right now. What we have done is we have segmented the high school population across the state of Alabama into 3 groups. The first group is students who have applied for admission to one of our colleges. The second group is students who have done dual enrollment with one of our colleges but have not applied for the summer or fall of 2025. And then the third group are the students who have not engaged with us in any of the other 2 ways. We have separate communication campaigns, again, using email, text, survey, and then print to the non-engaged group, to all three of those groups. And each one of those communication elements are sent with 2 purposes. One is to get the students to take the next step in their enrollment process, but the second is to get them to claim their free T-shirt. And the T-shirt is not an ACCS T-shirt, it is a college T-shirt. The T-shirts were branded to the college. Once the student completes a short request form, they're mailed an ACCS branded bag, which you have samples of, but I'll show everyone. It has the collage of all of our colleges on it, and of course has our Make Life Better slogan on the front. So they receive that branded bag, and inside that bag is a postcard that is specific to the college from which they requested a T-shirt. So they let us know which T-shirt they want, which college they're interested in. We send them the T-shirt, we send them the postcard. And if the student requests, and I have 2 samples here, I think it would have made for an even longer meeting if I gave samples for all colleges, but this is a Coastal Alabama T-shirt. Colleges were able to have input on the design. There you go, President Milner. And they were able to have input on the design, the color, and the name that went on the front. And here is Central Alabama Community College's T-shirt. So President Lynn, right, that's what your students are receiving. Now, each of you have also been provided with a bag of T-shirts and that have packages, and we hope that just like our students are receiving these T-shirts in the mail and wearing them proudly to represent their local community college, that you will all do the same. I'd also like to ask Philip Green, our Director of Strategic Enrollment Management, to carry a rather unassuming-looking box to Chancellor Baker. Chancellor Baker, this is a box that has T-shirts from all of the colleges that are included in this campaign, and so I don't know if you want to make a quilt out of it or if you want to wear one every day for the next 3.5 weeks, but there you go. A special story that kind of came out of this. This again is one of those things we want students to be able to wear this T-shirt and proudly represent their college. Ebony Horton Bradley, who used to serve as our Director of Communications and Marketing here, now serves as the Dean of Students at Reed State Community College, and she texted me just a few days ago and said, we had a student who was having their senior recognition day at high school and they wanted to wear a Reed State shirt. They wanted to know where they could get one, but just a few days prior they had requested a shirt via this campaign, and this shirt was waiting for them in the mailbox when they got home. So they were able to wear their Reed State shirt to their senior recognition day, which is a really, really special moment for Reed State and for that family. I'd be remiss if I didn't recognize a few of the people who made a huge difference in this process and in this campaign. I want to to point out, you just saw Philip Green, who is, and Philip, please stand up. Philip's our Director of Strategic Enrollment Management, and Philip has thought through every piece of communication. He's sent every list of student names. He's checked and rechecked every proof to ensure that there are no typos, and made sure that that every item would be that is sent would be something that our colleges are proud of. Molly Pollard, who is our CRM administrator, who works on the IT team, she actually is the one who configured our databases for this project and allowed our college's Target X instances to talk back and forth with the system that is handling this initiative, so that those systems know at any time who has applied, who has done dual enrollment, who's requested a shirt, and as of today, our colleges in their Target X instances are able to see the names of the students who have requested their shirts, so that you have the ability to communicate with those people who may not have previously applied but have now requested a shirt. And Clinton Bourgeois, of course, in our marketing and communications office. Clinton has been just an absolute gem to work with on this. He's been instrumental in helping us craft the messaging and ensure that the communication elements that we're sending out align with the ACCS brand, and also align with the individual college's brand. And then also Chris Cox and Susan Price for the vision and for empowering our team to do what we needed to do to get this off the ground. So this is a really exciting thing, and we hope, in fact, just in a matter of a few weeks, we've had over 4,100 students across the state request shirts. I imagine that will be growing quickly, and we are looking forward to seeing these shirts all around the state very, very soon. Are there any questions?
Any questions? No questions. Thank you, Neil.
Thank you.
Good looking shirts. Okay, following this meeting, we will have our work session that, we have blown that time out of the water. It is 11:46 Central Time. We will reconvene, let's say right at 12 o'clock. That give us a few minutes to break. And our next Board of Trustees meeting will be June the 11th, 2025 at Sneed State. And hearing no other issues, we will stand adjourned.
Thank you.
chair, so I never got to to order. And first item, proposed action items for our June board meeting, is under executive. Mr. O'Brien.
I'm going to take the first two items together. They are mission statements for Wallace Dothan and Ingram State, respectively. They are a request for review and approval of both colleges' current mission statements. Does anyone have any questions regarding that item, either of those items?
Not.
Okay.
No.
Is Dr. Hodges here?
Saw him in the
Okay.
hallway.
It's my understanding that Dr. Hodges was going to do the next item, but I will pitch it. The next item is a request from Calhoun that the Board of Trustees approve the college's application for an Associate in Applied Science degree in diesel technology to be implemented in the fall semester of 2025. Because of the efficiency and durability of diesel engines have become the standard in powering trucks and other heavy equipment, including even passenger vehicles and pickups. Diesel engine maintenance and repair are becoming more complicated as engines and other components use more electronic systems to control their operations. For example, fuel injection and engine timing systems rely on microprocessors to maximize fuel efficiency and minimize harmful emissions. Approximately 26,000 openings for diesel service technicians and mechanics are predicted each year on average over the next decade. The median annual wage for diesel service technicians and mechanics is approximately $59,000 a year. Are there any questions relating to this item?
No questions?
The rest of the work session items are all facilities, and I'll turn the floor over to Mr. Simon.
Good morning, board members, Chairman Gray and Chancellor Baker. It has been a wonderful meeting today. Please don't pass out. I have 10 items to share with you very quickly. So we'll get to it. Board members, the first one takes us down to Coastal Alabama Community College, specifically to the Atmore campus. At this location, board members, we have a number of buildings there. Building E has been identified as a building that is been designed to repurpose part of that space for rural health care. We did include in your packet the placement of this building, and we highlighted a portion of that building because not all the building is being repurposed for the rural health care program. We've included in there, as you look at the program, some of the pictorial drawings that illustrate how that space will be developed for rural health care, and the layout here as we look at the floor plan. Board members, this is about 6,000 square feet of space that's been developed for this purpose. As we look at the schedule, we're anticipating bids coming in about the 20th of this month, and then we'll bring those results back to you for action at the June board meeting, and looking to complete this project as rapidly as possible so that we're finished at the end of this year. Any questions about the Atmore campus Building A renovation and repurposing for rural health care programs? The next one, board members, takes us over here in town to the Patterson campus at Trenton State. Specifically, Building H on this campus, board members, is where we have our welding program. This building, or this roof, board members, is in decline, and so we're moving forward with funding and so forth to do this roof and re-roof it as quickly as possible. We'll have bid results back to us here at the end of this month and then bring it for action at the June board meeting. And then completing this work as we go into the fall in the September timeframe. Any questions about the re-roofing of the roof, Building H, specifically at the Patterson campus for Trenholm State? The next project, board members, takes us up to Bevel, way over to the western part of the state, to Pickens County, specifically to the Carrollton building, where the college has identified a relationship and an arrangement there where we would transfer and gift this building to Pickens County. It really is a unique partnership that the college enjoys there with the school district. And in doing so, the college will still retain the rights and the responsibilities to still continue to provide the training and so forth that they offer in that county, and allow also the school district to also access the space that is not being utilized in this building that they need for their programs and so forth. This is a little bit of the profile. As we take a look at that building, having visited that site, it is one of those opportunities that Pickens County really will benefit. They'll be able to go in there and to do the things that they need to. Board members, we've put together the scope and a lot of the information that is needed. This will be considered a statutory warranty deed of gift that will go to them, and again, an understanding, a memo of understanding that will provide Bevel exclusive rights to be able to continue to teach and offer everything that they've been doing there under this new arrangement. Board members, any questions about the Carrollton campus gifting of the Education Center to Pickens County School District? The next one, board members, takes us to Central Alabama, just up the road here to Prattville. Specifically, we have another warranty deed of gift, and this one is going to the Central Alabama Electric Cooperative. On this particular site, as President Lynn is developing this campus, the cooperative came to the college back in 21-22, and in working with the city, wanted to know if they could have a portion of the property there to stand up another power substation. And this is a part of the Autaga and the Prattville area that just continues to grow with new move-ins and new home and so forth subdivisions. In the lower part of that slide there, you see red, and this is the proposed site of what we've identified where they can place that power substation, which is agreeable to us here at the college and the system level, as well as to the city and to the power company. That's a little bit of a western look into that grove of trees where that substation will be set up. And then this gets into the particulars and the scope of the transfer and the deed that would go to the cooperative. Board members, any questions about this initiative to transfer and gift this property to the cooperative to establish a power substation? The next one, board members, takes us down to Lurleen B. Wallace Community College, more affectionately known as LBW, specifically to the Andalusia campus there. And this is for the construction of a football field, specifically for the introduction of a new women's sport for flag football. And so at this portion, in your packet, we included in there, and you can see here that with the yellow, the identified area where we are intending to put this football field. And so it lays out nicely for the women's sports as we remove trees and then do excavation work and build this field. This is a really nice collaborative effort that President Kelly has been working on. We have several donations in terms of in-kind work that is also going to go into this project in order to keep those costs at a very reasonable level and expense for the college. Board members, we look at bids and so forth coming in on this project. This is a squeezed timeline in order to try to get this done so that they can use the field for the women's sport that starts in August, September timeframe. And we hope to be able to bring that back for action by the board in the June board meeting. Any questions about the new flag football field for the Andalusia campus down in Andalusia? The next project, board members, is also at LBW, specifically there in the at the Andalusia campus. This is the Seth Hammett renovation and addition of the athletic training and college fitness center. We've been working on this project for some time now. In here, board members, we've taken the old Seth Hammett building that is outlined in the yellow, and that's where we are doing some renovations and improvements and repurposing of the space. And then the red is where they're looking to put that athletic training and fitness center. And you can, again, you can see the yellow outline in the space and the red, which is the placement of a new building. These are some of the elevations, board members, of the buildings there. As we take a look at the space, you can see that we have the older portion of the building. In your upper right-hand corner, this is the addition of the building that will provide locker rooms and training facilities for baseball as well. These are indoor training facilities for baseball and for softball. And again, a little bit of the anticipated outcome of just these locker rooms that will be available for these sports. Board members, any questions about the Seth Hammett renovation and the addition of the athletic training center on the Andalusia campus? Board members, as we take a look at this project too, this is going to be one of those that will bid right around the 3rd, and we'll bring this back for board vote and action in the June board meeting. The next project takes us over to the eastern part of the state, specifically to Southern Union. We have several projects here, board members. The first takes us to the Opelika campus, specifically to the Higginbotham Academic Center. We are tackling this project and have been looking at this for several years now to come up with a cost-effective solution, not only to deal with roof leaks, but a building envelope that has had many, many problems since its construction over 20 years ago. So as we've looked at that and worked on this project, we've had the help of some good engineers to help us identify what we can do. We think that we have an effective solution that is a combination of waterproofing the envelope of the building as well as dealing with inherent design issues with the roof. And the combination of this effort then when we're done is a building that eliminates the water intrusion that we've been experiencing in the space. This gives a little bit of some of the challenges or the elevations of the building. We will have to tackle all of these issues, roof and the side, but we did include in the packet and in the calls last week a little bit of an explanation that we feel like that we can be able to do this and we'll be satisfied with the outcome. The alternative was to tear all of the envelope in this brick veneer off this building and start from scratch. But we think that we have got something here that'll work, it will be safe, and something that we can deal with for the next 30 to 40 years. Board members, any questions about this Higginbotham Academic Center roofing and waterproofing of the building envelope project? The next one, board members, also takes us to the Opelika campus, and this one is also identical to the Higginbotham building. It is the Health Sciences re-roofing and building envelope waterproofing project. Same concerns and problems that I just shared with you about Higginbotham are inherent in this building. So we're going back to clean up, quite frankly, architectural design and construction deficiencies from 20 years ago. But when we're done, we'll have a good roofing solution and an envelope that provides us the waterproofing that we need for the facility. And these are just some information and so forth that's in there in terms of some of the challenges that we have and details for how we'll approach the waterproofing. Board members, we do expect to take bids back on this work and the Higginbotham at the end of May. And as we do so, we'll bring all this back for board action and feedback on the June board meeting. Any questions about the health sciences re-roofing and building envelope waterproofing project? The next one takes us also back out there to Southern Union. This time we go up to Wadley. On the campus of Wadley there, we have an interesting condition with a pond and an earthen dam that holds back the water. And so this particular dam and so forth is in need of some maintenance. So we've been working with engineering. We have identified a solution to correct that and to manage the overflow, at the same time keep from eroding and washing out the dam and flooding Wadley maybe with 6 to 12 inches of water. So we're working on that. We're confident in the solution. As we move forward with this project, we'll have bids back to us at the beginning of June. And the price point on this, board members, is such that you may not see this again. If we can get better pricing than the engineers' estimates are right now, then you won't see this again. If I do bring it back to you in June, it's because we did not get good pricing. Any questions about the Wadley Dam pond repair up there at Wadley as part of Southern Union? And board members, I think this is the last one. We're going to go down south back to Enterprise. And specifically on that campus, board members, we've been doing due diligence for several months there with these various properties that we are in the process of looking at. This time, the Clark property, we've been able to secure and complete all our due diligence, and we are now ready to move forward and bring it to the board for a vote and for action and close on the purchase of this building. Any questions about the purchase of the Clark Theater as part of the Enterprise campus down in Enterprise? Board members, any other questions at all? Thank you, board members. Appreciate them.
Thank you, Mark. Anything else from the board? Hearing nothing, we stand adjourned.